Hey everybody, Conscious of Economics and Urban Farm Project, and we're going to give you the updated tour. First of all, been working my fanny off trying to get food planted for the economic collapse. So that's what my focus has been on, and just have to do a lot of digging out here in the desert because I want water. I don't want to waste water. And I want to specifically target what I want to water because I'm not targeting grass. I'm not growing grass. I don't have a mower really that works, so I'm just really not interested in grass. So I'm trying to plant things that eventually can kind of overtake that stuff. So I want to make wells and swells and mounds and all this stuff so water can pool and I can water exactly what I want to water directly. And sand loses a lot of the water, so it doesn't really hold a lot of the water, so it's better to just kind of target. Okay, well, let's get started. And the other thing too is I'm not pulling weeds or anything right now because I need them to grow a little bit taller, but I'm definitely going to catch them before they seed. And also I may be doing a composting class out here in the area, and I will need something green, and so I will harvest a bunch of these weeds, for green to take with me. So, what else? Yeah, so I'm just planting like a maniac. And I've got also, I planted a whole bunch of seeds everywhere. So until those seeds of flowers start coming out and they're big enough, I don't want to pull weeds next to them because it will kill their roots and then it won't grow. So now I'm also waiting for the seeds to come up. But this is my herb bed that I built, and there are some weed seed coming up, but there's a lot of, I've got I have seeds that I've directly planted with all kinds of herbs, and then these are the ones that I bought because I really kind of needed something now, and there was a great deal for 2 for $5, and so every time I go to Reno I pick up 2 more. All right, so in the back I've got my lemon balm, I've got some sweet mint, I got these chamomiles on the side, I got a little rosemary, and I've got English thyme, and then here in the front I've got a Greek oregano, and then I've got a ground peppermint. And so we're just waiting for stuff to grow in there. And awesome, pretty excited. Here's the starting of my mounds. I have 15. These 3 are 3 different kinds of cucumber. This one and this one are kind of a long, like yellow squash. These 2 over here are this heirloom. It's called a vine peach. It's like a honeydew, but supposed to be really tasty. I've got a small pumpkin. I've got a large pumpkin. I have butternut squash. I have acorn squash. And, and 2 mounds of cantaloupes. So those are all done. Now I just have to water them, and they're going to plant. And I planted a lot of poppy seeds of all different varieties, for pain medication. And they're not coming up yet. So anyway, I love this bush tree. It's beautiful. And it's awesome too because you could make, oh, sorry guys. Am I still going? Let me look. Yeah. Oh, sorry. You can make fencing out of these things because they're long. So you could, put spikes in the ground, and then you can weave these kinds of branches. You take them off and you can make fencing, which is really awesome stuff. My mullum that I transplanted from the river, she's doing pretty darn good. Look at her. She's cruising. I have a couple blackberries that are still struggling. And then up here, I've got those potatoes in there. I've also planted some more poppies along in here. And these bushes are doing fantastic because somebody's watering them. I got a couple calendulas growing in there, and I got a marigold. And then I've also got some sweet peas up here by the fence. I got some snap peas coming up. Yeah, I got a whole bunch of my little snappers. Back here, I had 6 burns. Just cleaning out all the dead of that bush was 2 monster piles, and then this other bush over here. So burn season's over, and I kicked its butt. I rocked it. So we're burn safe all the way across the property, which is good. The whole property had like knee-deep leaves and dried weeds. Some of the weeds were taller than me, and branches and garbage, and was a massive inferno waiting to happen. So busted my ass for 4 months. I got my transplanted mugwort from the river, and I got my beautiful little primroses down there. I was reading that primrose root can be helpful in diabetes. So that was kind of an interesting article I read. And then I've definitely got my transplanted yarrow that I brought in. And hopefully it will flower all the way in the seed. And then next year, you know, as these wild things, they'll kind of take over, you know, the bad weeds and help. But even the bad weeds are okay right now because they're not, you know, super huge. Because they are holding the ground together, which is keeping it from drying up and sealing up super hard. And if it does rain, the water has a place to go because of the roots. It can go down. Here, my heirloom yellow tomato, he's pissy back here because we had 2 weeks of kind of cold weather. So he hasn't really grown a whole lot, but the last couple of days it's been sunny, so he's decided to flower. And I've got my strawberries in there with them, right? Because strawberries and tomatoes like each other. They're friends. They like to hang out. Yeah, so that's that. This is going to be my tomato bed. And I probably will end up extending it out because I think I'm going to have about 40 tomato plants. But I've got, my God, I've got like 11 varieties. Also, my wild rose is still trying to make it that I transplanted there. I planted some nasturtium seeds in there, and then I've got a little primrose. And nasturtium will grow right up this fence line. And the flowers are 100% edible. They're super awesome in salads. Plus they're beautiful color. And then I've got a whole row of sweet pea, or snap pea. Oh, I got a 911 corn. I got all my little snap peas. They're jamming all the way down the fence line. Oh, look. She's getting ready to suntan. She's doing pretty good. She took quite a wallop from that guy that came into our yard, and we're still kind of repairing. She had a couple days last week that she was dragging her hips, but we're good. Her cancer tumor is going down. We got all kinds of, she's happy, so she's going to lay down and she's going to sunbathe. We love that. And connect with the dirt. That's really important. Okay, and then this is the corn bed. And mind you, I've got a lot of weeding to do that's grown. But it's okay because, you know, once the corn, its roots are a little bit stronger and deeper, then I'll be able to pull those roots out safely. I planted cayenne pepper for pain medication, topical. I can take the peppers, chop them up, put them in a really nice, you know, virgin olive oil. I really like the Bragg's brand right now. It's kind of expensive. A little jar, and it will sit, and the oil will pull out the pain medication, and it, you know, it does a lot of more of numbing, but it can be good if you don't have anything else, right? Yeah, so there's supposed to be flowers growing in here and other stuff, but the grass has decided to try to take over, and got some weeds, so we just gotta wait out until flowers are big enough that I can transplant stuff. I still have to drag this to the front. I have piles I put up there to be taken away. Don't know what I'm going to do about the oil dump. That's a whole other, thing. Okay, let's cruise around over here. This is my strawberries. Like I bought strawberries early in the season, but I wasn't ready to plant them. I didn't really know where they were going to go. So I just used this old tire temporarily so they can grow and be happy. And then I can dig them up when I need them, for other locations. So that's what's happening. Because you can't leave them in those cups, they don't like it, and they have roots. They like to spread out. This is a green zucchini mound I planted yesterday. These are 3 kinds of, this is my rustic bean pole. But I've got 3 varieties of vining native beans. One of them is cornfield, I think, which is I don't know, cornfield. I'm thinking it's either a Cherokee or could be a Hopi or a Navajo. And then over here I planted my green zucchini, or my yellow zucchini mounds. These are going to be my first zucchini mounds because the squash bug, this flower bed that I started has been completely taken over by weeds, and nothing's growing. I think the weeds have actually suffocated the seeds out, but also the quails have been eating the crap out of my seeds. Especially the poppy seeds. I guess they like them. Maybe they're having a little after dinner poppy. So these are going to be first because, I don't see anyone in the whole neighborhood growing food. So I'm going to suspect that none of my zucchini or crookneck is going to be attacked by squash bugs. But in case, I have these guys over here started, they'll be attracted over here first. And then I'll plant some over there, and they're not going to notice those. So it's a way to kind of safeguard a little bit. Blackberry, and also my mugwort that I transplanted. Oh my God, this rose kicking it. Oh, looking gorgeous. All this is transplant from the river stuff. Even this blackberry is struggling, but it's coming back. Mugwort is jamming. I didn't even believe that, digging it up from the river and bringing it here would do so well. I've got 2 roses in here. One has finally, I think, died. The other one is trying. And some of this stuff roots really well, and sometimes not. That's my little blackberry. My blackberries are struggling. This one has 2 roses in it. One is still trying. Mugwort. I just can't believe the mugwort. If I would have thought about it out of the blackberries and wild rose and mugwort, what would have been the worst? Blackberry planted, mugwort. I probably would have said the mugwort. And the mugwort, as soon as I put it in the ground, it was like, yeah, we're good. Rose. And blackberries, like a half and half mix. This one, not so good. Mugwort. And roses are like, I think 2 out of 15 transplants did not do well. So garden bed, it's kind of a good thing that I didn't get it really finished. I got some fencing, and some posts. So I'm going to finish the fencing. I also have bird netting that I'll put over the top. But it's a good thing because if I had planted seeds in this garden bed that I made, I would have had to pull the plants out because I would have had to get the weeds out. So it'll be good because I'm gonna I think I'm gonna start working on this tomorrow. But on the edges I have on the edges of the whole thing, because I wanted to kind of put up a sort of a bug shield. So I have, and also, climbing stuff. So I've started, I got my snap peas planted on the edge. I've got marigolds, pea marigold. And then as it goes down, you can see the garlic is starting to come up. So I've got garlic planted around the perimeter, marigolds, and snap peas. So I'm gonna get that rocking. This one's doing okay. Wild rose. This one, it still has a few leaves on it. You can barely see. Blackberry. This guy's a blackberry struggling. And then mugwort. So eventually, you know, some of this stuff will take hold. And the good thing is, like the rose and blackberry will become the new fence, because the fence is not good. In some places it's, you know, down between me and that yard. So I want to make sure and plant stuff that can kind of help. Also, I noticed that I have in different places, which I'll have to watch from pruning out, but I have some lamb's quarter. And lamb's quarter is an amazing weed. It's highly edible. And the main stem is really hard and hard to chew. But you can, you know, you can saute the leaves or put them in a salad. It's pretty amazing. I had a friend of mine who was growing it to eat, and we used to eat a lot of it. So this is where I dug out. I planted some flowers just so the water that comes down has a place to pool. You know, you try to utilize water wherever you can. This water was coming off the building because there's no gutters, and literally going from here and running down to there. So I dug all of this out, made like a trench so that the water can come down and fill that up. I've got flowers in there. I've got some wild yarrow. If I put the wild yarrow everywhere, then, so I did 16 burn piles. Like, just look at the size of that burn pile. That's the only one I didn't get done. That was number 17. But I'm going to use the wood for mulch. I've got a mulch pile I'm going to start over there. And then I'm going to put the leaves in the garbage can. But, I mean, this is how hard I worked. I just want you to know. Like, look at the size of that burn pile. It's like half the size of my car. And that was number 17. I didn't get that one done. But that back side was priority. Had a lot of stuff that needed to be burned and cleared out. Safety first. All right. Look at my potato patch. Is that like just stunning or what? Now I want to talk to you about the potato patch because this side got biochar in sand, you know, kind of sandy, powdery kind of dirt. I've got miscellaneous growing in here, and then you've got some cottonwood that's trying to pop up. Oh, here we go. A little lamb's quarter. Lamb's quarter. And it'll grow quite tall. So I'm definitely going to grow that and eat that. Any lamb's quarter I have can stay. It's low maintenance and it's food. Okay, so, and you know, weeds have some of the highest nutritional value over things you can grow. This potato bed did not get biochar yet. So let's look at the difference. So that's the difference in what you can get if you use some biochar. So probably today it's going to get biochar. I've got some in the back area that's fresh that I used on the burn piles. So this is going to get biochar, and it's also going to get some mulch today. And so it'll start being a lot happier than it is. I mean, look at the difference. That got biochar. This didn't get biochar. I mean, you know, it's pretty clear. And biochar is all the stuff that you burn on your property. You should just reuse it. Here's a new bed that I'm working on. I planted a wild rose there. Whoop, wild rose there. Whoop, wild rose there. There. I've got some beautiful primroses coming up. And I've got 2 different lavenders out here. And I've got a yarrow. Oh, and over there I didn't show you by the bean pole. I planted a bee balm. Those things get huge with the lavender And articles say that bees really love purple flowers. So bee balm has these beautiful red flowers. And also I planted a wild pea that I dug up to see if it would take here. And you can't eat the wild pea, it's poisonous, but it's super good for soil. So we'll just see if it rocks on or not. What else did I plant over there? Yarrow, piece of yarrow. Okay, so my corn, and again, you know, it's going to need some weeding, but it's not really ready yet to be weeded because, you know, the roots aren't big enough. And I've got a couple musk thistle. It's a pretty radical plant. And I dug the big ones up that were left over from last year, but I suspect that it's seeded pretty good. Anyway, I'll dig those out, and we'll go from there. And then in the next couple days, I'm going to be planting carrots and I think fennel root in here. And then I'm going to do 2 mounds over here for the yellow zucchini and a green zucchini. So that way, like I said, in case I've got bugs. So it is, it's looking good. So every day I've just got to get up. I just finished the mounds this morning. And that was a major feat of digging the little moats out. So yeah, it's all kind of coming together one day at a time. I figure once I get everything planted and all I have to do is water, then I can really work on the weeds and tie up, you know, some of the extra stuff. I've got a few things that, I mean, obviously I have to do some serious weeding. I'm not going to use any chemicals. So, oh, I got a butterfly. Oh my God, it's my first butterfly. That means that things are going well in my little habitat. I don't really have anything for her to eat, but I did water everything this morning, so she's doing a flyby. Love it. All right, everybody, that's it. That's it. That's what I've got for you. And yep, here's my mound field, my field of mounds. I can't wait till all this stuff starts growing. It's just going to be amazing. And just really happy and excited. And I've just really kicked ass. I've like lost 20 pounds and I've had mega blisters. My hands hurt, my joints hurt. But I feel good. And I feel good about being able to, you know, the potential of being able to eat out of my yard and growing food. I love that. I haven't had an opportunity since 2018. So this, I have these 3 front ones are different tomatoes, heirloomy. I found some old heirloom tomato seeds. I don't know if they'll come up or not, but who knows. This one, whoop, 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 whoop. Sorry guys, probably making you sick. This has got leverage in it, which is like a plant that they grow pretty big over time, and it tastes like celery. So you can pick the leaves off for soups and salads and stuff like that if you don't have celery. And then tomatoes, and then this is 2 types of parsley that I need to plant. And that's my pile of seeds that I still have to plant in the garden bed and in the front. So anyway, it's a beautiful day. Plant food, plant herbs, get some sunlight. Yeah, find peace, you know, all the above. All right, everybody, have a great day. I'll talk to you later.